The METHOD Lab.
Welcome everybody to the Method Lab, to the METHOD Lab. Just got the notification. We are live and on the air. I'm going to take a second. I'm going to turn this shit down right off the bat.
We're not on FM, are we?
We're not on FM.
Okay.
Last week, Friday, was it Friday?
Friday, yeah.
We're in there just, me and Roxy, you know, shooting the shit. And then like 15, 20 minutes into, you guys are live on air. I was like, oh, shit.
Well, that's like, that's how like the Joe Rogan podcast starts, like in the middle of a conversation. So it's natural.
Yeah, except if we go on air and we're cussing and we get fucking fined.
Yeah.
We're fucked. But
you're on like radio air.
Yeah, we're on FM.
FM, yeah. So if we had Joe Rogan money, maybe not a big deal, But speaking of that, have you seen that they're basically like taking and like reshuffling and editing his stuff because some people are really weirded out?
He's missing more and more episodes every week.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why? Like
just the guests that are on, a lot of people basically thought that's what's going to happen when he took it to a bigger corporation and stuff. He probably knew it was going to happen too, but
so are they taking down like past episodes?
Past episodes.
Yes. They're editing his stuff.
Anything with Alex Jones, anybody that's got to do Eddie Bravo. No more Eddie Bravos.
What?
Maybe his calmer stuff, like his first stuff when he was just talking about, the fights and stuff like that. But he just went after he just jumped off the edge of the earth, the flat earth.
There's flat earthers. Let them believe. There's people that believe in Jesus Christ.
The whole point of the show is the whole point of his show is supposed to be like, like he wants every type of point of view, right? It's not just one thing. So
it's never really been one-sided.
No, and he always tries to like, even when someone tells a certain point, he tries to play devil's advocate in a non-disrespectful way, just to get the other side out,
Yeah, and like people hate Ben Shapiro, but I love when he's on there because he has a very. If you're one of those people that just hearsay, just doesn't really do your own research, and you hear him talk, you're like, oh well, that's a very racist guy. But if you listen to him and hear the points that he's trying to make, it's like, yeah, they're not 100% correct, and there is a hint of favoring or, however you see it. But it's still an honest dialogue, and you have to have, like, when me and Roxy were talking last week, Friday, you have to have honest dialogue regardless whether you like it or not.
Right.
And that's the motto here. Like, you're going to run into some topics that might not be built for you. But out of respect for people, you either voice your opinion and you take the criticism or the constructive, feedback, or you just shut the fuck up and you don't say shit, or you don't. Oh, this ain't for me. Call me back. I'll be back in 10 minutes. See where you guys are at.
Right.
Like it's a form of being a constructive adult.
Yeah.
Anything outside of that is just pettiness. In my eyes.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like any idea or any theory should be held up to questioning, And
I'm a firm believer that, it could be my worst enemy.
Yeah.
I want to know what the fuck he has to say because that's going to give me a better understanding
why
of where,
your enemy.
Or where he come from, or where he's willing to go, or what angle he's going to come at me from.
Is it even against you?
Exactly.
His battle within himself.
Exactly.
Or herself.
It's a rough world out there, man. But everybody, thank you for joining us. We are on Messenger. You can and you should go to www.1025mke.com. Shouts out to Larry if you're out there. Wink, wink, comment. Everybody can call text 414-502-9447. Monday.
We're trying to bring that Larry enthusiasm. It's going to be hard to. I don't know. We're going to have to probably talk about Marvel or something just to bring it out of us.
But I keep on looking in the G drive to see if he loaded us with videos or anything. But
let's just go to video 16. Fuck it, go.
Right. It doesn't matter what it is, right, Dito? At this point,
go to video 666.
Oh God. Oh my goodness.
I'm actually literally looking.
You got them little Nas X shoes on, or what's up, bro? Oh my God. Which Nike won. Nike won their lawsuit. Yes, they did. So I'm gonna see what does that mean? Do they take the shoes away? Do they get the
No, I
money?
think they just take the profit, right?
Yeah, they were trying to sell them like shoes. Now it's gonna have to be a. I think they could still be out there, but it's gonna be some form of art. It's gonna be called it's a custom form of art. The thing is, they made a Jesus one. And nobody said nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
With the cross, the little cross detail, chain hanging off the front, and then holy water filled into the bottom of
the soul.
And it was
a bubble.
What, blue and a baby blue and white.
Yeah, so it's just it's a little hypocritical. It's because it's just to say. I mean, I guess I know Christianity is nicer than atheism.
Yeah,
like in
or satanism.
Yeah,
what is it? What's the correct?
But they both have the same. They both have the same
Satanism?
forms of worship and same forms of extremism. So it's like it's not like the church is innocent for you to be. It's just everything that you put on them is going to be.
And they love to perpetuate a lie. Jesus is not white. Yeah. Regardless how you paint it or how you tell the story. If in the beginning your story is like, hey, by the way, that white Jesus is that's what we're going with.
The holy shoes from Nike are white, and the devil shoes are black.
Are black. Yeah.
It's just I don't know, man. It's a far-fetched notion to feel.
But it did what it had to do for them. What they did, what they wanted, is the controversy is way better than anything. Just and now those shoes they're still going to be selling. People can sell them.
They went from $1,000 shoe to a $5,000-$6,000 shoe.
You'll go to a big sneaker con. You're going to find somebody with a pair of them. They're going to sell them for twice that much.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Like gonna make Lil Nas X a billionaire.
Yeah.
Right. Well, he's already somewhere in there. I don't know what he's doing, but like I was just looking at his Instagram or his Twitter. I don't remember which one I was watching. Looking at, I think it was Instagram, and he has like opal teeth right now and like diamond nails.
I think he made a lot of money owning a lot of his memes when he made a song.
Okay.
He created the memes for his song that kind of
went
added.
Viral.
Yeah, that went viral. A lot of who else did that? Do you remember the group Pretty Ricky?
Yeah.
There's a dude on there that's like he's a huge business mogul now. One of the rappers on that group, and he talked about like what he made most of his money from was learning how to monetize Twitter.
Yeah.
And he's like invented like a bunch of like he made Grumpy Cat.
Okay.
The Twitter, and then he created when you're doing like fake Robin Williams account, fake the Joker account.
Yeah.
He did those. He owned a bunch of those type of accounts and had people run them. So
that's crazy, man. That's what a lot of these young people are doing. They're learning how to work the internet.
Yeah.
Monetize it. That's crazy because shit, we want to be on the same thing. We want to learn how to monetize the internet.
And I kind of think going back to Joe Rogan I think Joe kind of saw what YouTube was turning into, and I think he just like I'm just gonna cash out just let me just cash out on all this. I don't think he cares if he has less viewers or not.
Yeah.
If I were him, I'd be done trying to be number one.
Yeah.
Like I would just want to kind of just go back down to talking to the audience that I talked to a long time ago, and let everybody else hate me. Whatever they want to cancel him for whoever he had on.
Yeah.
They're trying to do it. It's kind of happening. It's getting edited in a form where he probably might be a little bit more irrelevant in the future. But I think for him, would be good things because once Joe Rogan became the every time someone went on his podcast, they just want to get their algorithms up and all that stuff, and it's just became that type of thing. That's when everybody's gonna go after you when you're number one, and you're more than any TV shows ever done in the last freaking 5-6 years. Yeah, you're gonna have big people against you, and to me that's not worth it. I just give me the cash out, call me a sellout. And I'll just keep on. He's just gonna keep on doing this podcast how he wants to do it.
So I want to know. You're younger. Do you remember? I don't know how old you are, but to me, you look like you're a younger dude, And I remember Howard Stern being like our number one, like shock jock kind of guy in New York.
What channel did they show? They show Howard Stern at night, right? Sometimes was it like on HBO or something?
It was not HBO. No. It was goodness. I thought it was Comedy Central.
Was it Comedy Central? That's what I would watch it at. If there were reruns or if whatever they showed that at night. That's my Howard Stern that I got. I wasn't into it like
For
into
me,
Howard
it was,
Stern.
Mancow.
Ah, yeah.
Mancow from Chicago.
I still say that, Mancow. I love your show.
Yeah.
But with Howard Stern, he was number one too for a minute, and it turned into everybody.
Your car is everything. Your text.
We'll be right back with that.
There you go. All right. Hey. But yeah, it turned into like everybody hating him, and they still hated him for a long time. And then he went to Sirius, and he got paid big bucks, and he could say whatever he wants. Like, that's the thing that I think is pretty awesome about like some people that do sell out per se, but they do it with their own terms.
Right.
It's like with Dave Chappelle's craziness. That man was like, you know what? I couldn't even be myself anymore. You guys loved me, but you molded me so much into what you wanted that I didn't want to do this anymore.
Right.
And that man, where did he go? To Africa? He just left.
He actually, I think he said he went to Africa for like 2 weeks, and everybody thought he was over there for like years.
He was in Ohio.
He came back to Ohio, and everybody thought he was in Africa
hometown.
still.
But even better, because then nobody know where the hell you really were, you know?
Yeah.
So he was able to take a vacation from everything, you know?
I want those problems. I want people to come after me. Just give me a blank check and then come after me.
Yeah, because it's all about mindset. But then it's all about if you care about what people think about you,
If that's
people
the
that you
case,
never
then
seen
just
in
be
your life
Ryan
think about you.
Seacrest.
Yeah.
You know, just
All I care is what my family thinks about me, and everybody else. It's like I don't see you. You're not in my life, so it doesn't really matter.
yeah, really doesn't. It ain't like it stops his money from coming in. Anybody's, you know, if anything, it gives him more fuel.
Yeah. Well, he took the guaranteed check, so it doesn't matter what happens to it. If they can, he'd be like, hey, kick me off. I'll go shoot bow and arrow. I'll go shoot deer for the rest of my life in the woods, and then keep getting a check from you.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of athletes do it. A lot of older athletes, like, I'll just give me a long-term contract here. You think I suck in a year and you want to cut me? Fine. I'm just live the rest of my life grabbing that check.
Well, we got to be careful with that too, because I don't know if you guys seen that Aaron Hernandez, that the biggest reason they say was that he committed suicide is because his contract would still be honored to his daughter and his baby mama. And they fought that. They fought that tooth and nail. They didn't want to give them any kind of money. But look at how he took the big pay, and he's like, hey, you know what, if I'm not here, they're still going to give you money. And I won't be in the middle of all this controversy. And, and a lot of it was because, like, a lot of people say he was gay. He never came out and said that either. He's never, ever said that. If he played or did whatever he did, that's on his own time. Nobody saw that. But they said that weighed on him really big in his whole life, and that's why he had to act so macho and things like that. But he took that big payday, and man, he just couldn't get out of his own head and his own problems, and his family never got that money, I don't think. I'm going to say, I'm going to have to look at it again, but I'm pretty sure the ex, whatever, girlfriend and the baby did not get that money.
Right. Yeah. With football players, it's crazy because I feel like there's there's an underlining there too with they have severe brain trauma.
Yeah.
And just like that guy, what was that guy just killed a bunch of people? He was a former football player. Yeah. That goes when it's a former athlete or football player like that. I go straight to head trauma. Yeah. Even when someone's not an athlete, you don't know if you could have just hit your head when you're a kid and your brain's been bruising for the last 30 years.
Well, that's what they said. Why Elvis deteriorated so quick.
Yeah.
Because when he was in his prime or somewhere coming out of his prime, when he became the king, he had a slip in a tub and hit his head, and from there something in his DNA, not in his DNA, but
his neurons,
his neurons started. They changed, and he started metabolizing differently, and that gave him like blood clots in the brain.
Yeah.
Like his heart was like the size of a fucking cow heart. Like,
I mean, there's the one football player who killed himself, shot himself in the heart with the note saying, "Please look at my brain."
Oh, was it Junior Seau?
Yeah, Junior Seau. Just because it was, and then you hear about a lot of former football players just going out just doing crazy. Like I don't know if Kellen Winston. The guy just went to prison now because he raped so many women and was beating them and stuff like that. And his answers to any questions cops give him are just make no sense. They don't make any sense, Yeah. So I think a lot of there's a lot of underlying problems that we can't notice, Yeah. So I guess when you say people just brush something off your shoulder, you don't know. People's brains don't work like that. So I guess it's not as easy as saying it, And
you don't know where somebody is mentally, if they're off the hinges or, they just need a little lubrication to get it back on track. You really never know because, and and when it comes to forms of media, that in itself, like it is dangerous in a way. If you got somebody that's sincerely or on it, like they really are off their rocker, and you give them a platform, and you get crazy shit, like Alex Jones, or you get like
Well, and
Bravo,
Kanye
and
West
Kanye
too right now. Yeah.
there's like these people have.
Well,
They
Kanye
have-
West, I think, is brain trauma also because
Yeah.
he had a horrible accident
Yeah.
before all that
Yeah.
started.
And
so.
he's got bipolar 1, and he's also not medicating himself. Like you said, the lubrication for your brain. He's not taking care of himself. I didn't mean to interrupt you,
And
but
even
No,
when
no.
someone medicates themselves, are they taking the right medication?
Exactly, the right
There's so many
dosage,
different.
the right-
There's superlocalin, ephedrine, esophagestrine.
and then like all the side effects too
Yeah.
is like,
And you're a test baby, basically. Let's try this new one.
Right,
It's supposed to be
right.
awesome, but side effects is you turn into a troll. I was
Yeah.
like,
Right. Well, so I'm going to tell you, I've taken medication for myself. And so I started out small, and I took one medication. I'm not going to say which one it was, or unless I'm allowed to, I'm not
Yeah,
sure. But
sure.
okay, so it was Paxil control release. And this was back in the day, and it was worse. Like, I was also going through postpartum depression because I just had my kid, and it definitely contributed to my divorce because I was not happy with myself. I wasn't happy with him. And then I went from feeling my emotions at like 100 all the time to just nothing. Like, I didn't care about me. I didn't care about my kid. I didn't care about my husband. Like, it really does shut you, because it was my first time too. And I don't drink, I don't do drugs or anything like that. So like everything, it does affect me pretty hardcore, So it literally took me from like 100 to, 0. And it made me like a zombie. Like, I just didn't care about my life. Like, I think I was even more suicidal and worse, like more empty, I think, at that time. And I take medication now, and I've been taking it for years, and I'm happy. I'm actually comfortable. I'm happy with it. But it really did take me guinea pigging myself for like 4 or 5 months before we got the right, like, let's do this, that I'm comfortable, the dosage, because I literally took another pill that was supposed to like, it's like for, I don't know how to explain, like, it was another like pill to boost the other pill.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just, I went from being like where I would have anxiety and depression, and then I went from being like that way to like nothing again. And I was like, you know what? I can't do this. I got to feel something.
Yeah.
I got to feel something. And you know what? I'm going to say I do suffer from anxiety. I do have depression. I do have that straight emptiness that sometimes people have. But I'm able to pull myself out of it, and I know when it's coming. I tell my partner, hey, I'm having an emotional day. And right away, they're like, oh, okay. What can I do? What do you need? And it's kind of sad because we have to stop our lives for me to get myself right, or even I stop myself. But at least I know where I'm at and what I need to do for myself. And I hope people get help. Going back to the football player, I think it's Vince McMahon. He was just like, I don't know, like they showed him with like a cane and like temblando from like Parkinson's. He was shaking, and he was another person that he seemed fine back in the day.
Yeah,
and
it goes quick.
now again,
It goes real
just
quick.
another mental, thing. And I totally believe if you help yourself.
And then with some
But
of them,
when
it just shows as just emotion, like where
Right.
they're just angry all of a sudden all
Rage.
the time, and you're
Yeah.
like, and so you think like, oh, you must be, what's wrong with you? Like
You're
why-
rich. You have it all. You
Yeah.
have all these accolades in
do
your
you
life.
not do you not like us anymore? You're not like your
Yeah.
children anymore. It's like, and they're like kind of like, I don't know why I'm so I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, what was that? It was a wrestler. The wrestler that was actually doing steroids, though.
Yeah.
And he ended up killing his wife,
Chris
his
Benoit.
kid.
Benoit.
And killed himself. And
Yeah.
I mean, again, head trauma stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've fallen, I've gotten hurt, I've been into domestic stuff, but this is actually genetic. I know this because my whole family, has gone through some kind of mental health issues from back in the day. So I'm knowing it now. But yeah, that could very well be my problem as well. Who knows? But there's a lot of people suffering, and they don't. They don't know what it is.
When I broke my legs a few years back, coming out of that, I had back problems for a good year and a half, and they put me on medications. They put me on antidepressants because they're supposed to be nerve blockers and stuff like that. And obviously I played football. I fell and bumped my head, but I wouldn't consider myself head trauma or anything like that. But that changed me completely. Like there was a time there when my back issues were bad, where I was on a regimen of these pills, and like it would help me. I'd take them, pain went away, great. But I've always been, I'll take pills and I'll take them on a regimen, but at some point I have to get off of them.
Right.
You know, whether it's, Vicodin, whatever the doctor, I'll stay on it until I'm better, and then I have to get off of them. With these particular pills, I tried doing the same thing, and my mood, like it was, like you said, it felt like a constant drip, of where I would feel okay. Obviously the pain went away, but my mood would be a lot more level. And when I stopped taking them, I'd stop taking them and the pain would come back. So I would hop back on them. But it got to a point where I hopped off of them and the pain didn't come back. So I was like, okay, now let's see how long I can go without this pain. But the pain would have come back. But mentally, like the anxiety, the suicidal thoughts, it would be times where I would just be asleep, wake up in the morning, the first thing like, damn, what if you kill yourself? What if you kill yourself?
Right.
Like what would happen? Like who would miss you? I'm like, what the fuck is going on up there?
Mm-hmm.
Like I would get worried. I was like, yo, go to sleep and be like, damn, what if I don't wake up? I kind of wish I didn't wake up, because then I would find out what would happen if I don't wake up. Mm-hmm. Like shit like that, and just that frame of thought. And I'm like, I'm not unhappy. I have a business. I have friends. Mm-hmm. I have a family. I was like, what is going on? And ever since then, I've noticed that it took something from me, in that sense. I never really got back to not being that way. Now it's more of a oh shit, I'm really moody today. What the fuck is going on?
You're aware of it.
I'm aware of it. And what is, then there's still to this day, my back would hurt. And I was like, damn, I really could go for a pill right now to get this back pain to go away. And some days I gotta be like, fuck it. Mm-hmm. I'll deal with the emotional shit just to get rid of this physical pain, and it's I can only imagine that with somebody that's not educated, or somebody that doesn't
know what's going on, or even on top of that does have mental issues. I can only imagine the struggle, because it's a struggle especially being somebody with a strong will, like I perceive myself to be, to have that on top of that, or even have brain issues where it's just I can't even begin to comprehend what's going on. It's just oh shit, the world's against me. Mm-hmm. It's rough.
Yeah,
it's
and
rough.
that's another thing that is true. I pride myself in being a very positive, non-judgmental friend, person. You could just come to, and I'm a safe person to talk to about anything, and I'm not going to judge you, because you know what? I've been there. I've been through so much. I'm just not going to judge you, And honestly, it doesn't matter. The medication, I needed it just for that little boost. Even though, again, I'm happy for the most part. I'm healthy. My family's good. My kids are good. You got money. You got food. You got clothes, a roof over your head, and still you can't pull yourself out of that. It's very scary.
Yeah. It's just, no matter people that are rich with millions of dollars are sitting in their mansions. It's probably sadder than you. For some reason.
Well,
and you can't fathom it. For some reason, you say how can. I think we even said it earlier. We got $1 million. Why would we be pissed off? But for some reason, it's something inside of you. It's not something that you can't put money inside. All of a sudden, $100.
We see it a lot in our community. With our peers and people that are successful. We had I don't know, still allegations, but still we had a few years back a DJ pass away because suicide or whatever. But he was a successful young man, that was making his way through the industry. And then, we had a successful business owner in our community as well commit suicide during COVID due to that. It's just as a person that can acknowledge it and sees it and can understand it in myself, it's kind of scary. It's damn, these people are successful. These people seem to have it, what was it? I think that's a fear of mine. What if I can't catch that trigger? Yeah. not to use the word trigger, but
Yes.
you know, like what if that one day you're not aware, or you're just so overburdened with everything that you just miss that sign that you usually catch, and now you're in a situation where you can't come back from, you know, and that's crazy. It's a crazy way, you know. That's why we are very adamant, you know, and you know, it's good to have you here, Roxy, because we get a female perspective, you know, because you know, me and Larry talk about it a lot. It's like, as men, like, we feel like we're being attacked constantly, you know, not necessarily in the way of like, oh, well, you're a man, so you're chauvinistic, you're a machismo. Like, no, we feel attacked because there's nothing really that we can do that people are going to either accept you for or criticize you for, you know, because as men, you know, you can't be frail. You have to have your shit on point. You know, you have to be a provider.
You can't ask for anything.
You can't ask for help. You can't ask for anything. You can't.
But that's
Or else
the
you're
perce-
weak.
That's the perception, though.
Yeah.
Wait a minute now. I would rather that, you know, my partner, my dad, my brother, my cousins, you know, anybody that's a guy, you know, my friends, come to me. Let's cry. Let's cry this shit out.
Yeah.
I do not mind, because I know there's so much on your shoulders, especially like, you know, and it's true, like the machismo, you know, for being like a Latino, you know, and being a black guy too. You can't cry. You can't be sad. You can't be hurt, you know, and I don't even know where the white guys really stand on that. I'm sure it's a guy thing where it's, again, don't show emotion, be strong, be all powerful and all providing. And that's bananas, because that's too much on one person's shoulders.
It is a lot. And, you know, and the fact that people, you know, jump on people's back that champion that, like, no, don't be quiet. You got issues. Let's talk it out. What's up? You know, that, and I'm lucky enough that I've been with Larry for, you know, as a friend for
enough.
20 years, going on 20 years, you know, and that's been since day one. Like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know, you got something to say it. I'm gonna give you my 2 cents.
Fucking hernia, man.
Yeah, you know, and it's hard because as a man, I really can't reciprocate that to my other friends. Like, I'm here for them, but I'm not like Larry. Like, okay, you got a problem? Don't fucking come talk to me. Go talk to Larry.
Yeah, usually
And then
everybody
I'll give
has
you-
like one person like that for them.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, usually never that person for everybody. It's like you're usually that person for one person, at least one person, maybe 2-3 people.
Yeah.
Really like just go to you for everything. You
Yeah.
know?
I'm like that. I got a lot of friends like, I actually thought about going into counseling for that, because I mean, I'm teachable. I'm not going to always be right about something, but I'll listen. There's a lot of people that just need somebody to listen.
Yeah, and it's not even about you giving the right answer. You're just giving them the tools to find their answer. 'Cause you don't
Right.
have the ansers for someone.
No,
You
I'm just
gotta
sitting
tell them,
there.
Hey,
Mhm.
you tell me, let it out, and then now that you clear your mind, now that we've gotten to a calm point, this is the game plan for you to get to a happier
I think
place.
I follow this page on Facebook. I think it's called what is it? Mind Right or something like that. It's like a little positive memes and stuff like that for men. And one of them said, you know, I don't know who, it was a quote from somebody that's famous for having quotes, but it said in regards to, you know, when I talk to somebody, you know, I can't tell them what to do. The only thing I can do is let them know that they can think for themselves. You know, like, just pretty much like, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but at least you can think of the options.
I won't give you the fish. I'll tell you how to
Yeah.
fish, but I won't give it to you because
Yeah.
you're gonna come back. You're gonna be back here tomorrow.
And it's key, man. It's key. There's so many people out there that deep down, like, they have this facade, you know, and some people you really can't even address their facade. You know, you just have to.
That door's locked.
Yeah,
and closed,
you just have to
never
let
gonna
them.
open for someone.
You just have to let them be, you know, and as much as it hurts you, or
Something's
see
gotta happen
them,
to them.
or you know, you kind of see the dimness and the darkness that is the real them, you know, but you really can't, you know, it's like being the older sibling and your younger siblings in an abusive relationship. Like, you can go over there and beat the shit out of the other person all you want, but they're gonna get back together, you know. There comes a point where you're like, well, I love you, I care for you, but unfortunately, you have to learn your own lessons, you know. And I'm here I'm here for you if the
After the
rebound
fact.
happens, you know. But you got to also take into consideration that some people are the ultimate example. You know, some people are meant to pay the ultimate price in their situation so that maybe somebody across the street or somebody that's in their life to really get that point.
Yeah, I learned not to get in trouble growing up from watching my brother get in trouble. I'm like, all right, don't do that one.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Or blame him for it.
Yeah.
Done it already.
And I totally understand what you're getting, because you know what? The person that's coming to me grieving as well is not always right.
Yeah.
So I actually had told some of my guy friends, some of my girlfriends,
That's
you know what?
hard.
I'm like, you know, I love you. You know, you're my friend, pero what you did was wrong.
Yeah.
Or maybe you think you went a little too far with how you managed that situation. And then it'll make them, because I don't have no skin in the game. I just love you as a friend, but I don't got to live your situation.
Yeah.
So I tell my friends, and then they just step back and they're like, damn, she was right.
Yeah. Or they
It's
go,
hard to look at
or
yourself.
they're like, oh well, aren't you supposed to be on my side?
Yeah.
I'm on
You know?
nobody's side. Yeah, I want you
Some
guys.
people want a yes man when they're
Right,
you know.
right. I just want you guys to both love each other, respect each other, and be happy. I don't care if I was your friend first or their friend 1st or whatever. I think you both need to respect each other and care. So going back to other mental health issues too, not only is it a man thing, but it's also a very macho thing, like in the communities. I wouldn't know if I'd say macho, but if you're Latino, you know, you can't be that way. You can't go to your family. If you're black, you cannot go to your family sometimes and talk about your ideas and issues. And, you know, I'm not sure how white people are. I mean, what can? I mean, I can't. I'm just saying, I know you're pale as all jazz,
Yeah.
but are you a white boy?
No, I'm Mexican, but
See
I'm
that?
just pale.
See that? See that? I just assumed.
Yeah.
But I wonder what white people go through in that respect. Can they always can they go to their families? Can they talk it out? Would they be okay with that?
Yeah. No, I think the examples that I've seen is the same shit. You know, you gotta bottle that shit up and just be a man. Oh yeah, you don't feel good? Go work some overtime.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm seeing it that way. You know, like, oh, I remember. I mean, I love F is for Family. Bill Burr.
Yeah.
He said his daddy was like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just meaning, like, you know, where I couldn't go to talk to my mom about anything back in the day. Like, everything was bad.
Yeah.
Even you said that too. You know, when you can't talk to your parent about how you feel and what's going on with you, you know, can white people do that with their family? Because I know, like I said, Latinos and black people, you cannot most of the time go to your family and say, you know what, I don't feel happy today and I don't think I want to live here today.
Yeah.
Some families will be like, all right, and some will be like, well, get your ass over there, man. Stop being a crybaby.
Ponte a mapear, ponte a limpiar.
Right, right.
It's probably because you're not working your job. You're just sitting here
Yeah.
all day, and then just kind of add on to it, you know.
Right, and it might be anxiety that you're going through or something that
Yeah.
you can't
People
get
don't
yourself to
understand
move.
anxiety sometimes. They're just, and because they might not have anxiety half their life, and then one day they go
It's
to
just-
Starbucks and they drink a cup of coffee and they have a panic attack for some reason because they thought about something 10 years ago. It's
Yeah.
like it can hit you anytime.
And that in itself plays a part. Is like, if you don't understand, or you don't even really necessarily have to understand, but your physiology and the way your biology and the way you
Yeah.
are as a human, like honestly, there's days where I'm like, oh fuck, I feel like shit. Like I feel horrible, and then I realize, oh shit, I haven't drank water in a week.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fucking pissing yellow or brown, and like it's like you know, it's like,
Yeah.
but yeah, and then I was like, okay, well, let's chug down some water, and then an hour later, once I
Feel a lot better,
I'm
yeah.
like, whoa, shit. All that fog, all that despair that I felt on my
you thought
shoulders,
your whole
is just
body was
like,
breaking
whoop.
down on you.
Yeah.
And it was just thirsty.
I was just, you know, thirsty. I was in need of water, you know, and not to oversimplify it, but for some people, it's just like, oh shit, well, I've been going to McDonald's for a month
Yeah.
straight, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and haven't had a vegetable in a year, and now I'm wondering why my fucking brain is just misfiring, you know.
Well, and naturally, everybody that lives here in Wisconsin, if you go to a doctor, they'll tell you that you're low on vitamin D.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you have to take not only the pills, you need to eat certain foods and all that, and then get extra sun over here because vitamin D, it adds to your depression.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and then I went to my doctor and she said that too. She's like, okay, well, you're obviously deficient in vitamin C and vitamin D. I was like, Like, damn, right away my fucking immature ass mind, you said vitamin D. And then you just get lost. And some people just live in that. Everything's a joke. Everything's a little side jab. Like, you can't say
People don't want to
anything.
hear that they're low in anything. They
Yeah.
want to hear like, oh
You
no,
can't-
I've been eating carnitas for the last
Hell
30
yeah.
years. They got all the vitamin D and C. Carnitas.
Carnitas.
Vitamin C.
And vitamin C, I don't know if you guys knew, but that's what gave like the pirates scurvy.
Really?
Yeah, so if you don't have vitamin C, that it's actually very important that you have
Also,
a good
lack of
amount
vitamin
that.
C is why they got scurvy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I mean,
Should have brought some oranges with them.
Right?
Oh, they went and got oranges from. They went and stole them in
They
the
stole-
islands.
right. I was like, they went tropical, so
Yeah.
they had to have
Yeah.
it and eating fruits and vegetables. But I mean, if you kind of think about it, pirates, like how we get the depiction, is they're always swigging rum and eating meat or
Yeah.
something like that.
So
you
their
don't
immune
see them
system
with
is
veggies.
probably just
Damn,
anything.
some rum with orange juice though. That shit's good as
There
fuck.
you go.
So that's where we got Blue Moon from.
Oh my
Blue
God.
Moon and orange juice.
Okay. Awesome.
But yeah.
Man.
Awesome.
But yeah, you know, it's a topic that needs to be taken more serious. You know, just like we have fucking taco fests and wing fests and all these fests, we need to have like mental health. We need to be able to have that acceptance
Yeah.
of what that topic really is. You know,
Like people only want celebrities and all that stuff to calm down, take a break when they pass out on stage.
Mm-hmm.
They have to get to that point for the people to kind of be sorry enough for them to be like, all right, maybe you should rest.
Yeah.
You've been traveling the world for a whole year, like not getting sleep. You've been singing, screaming every night for a whole year straight,
Yeah.
and then you see a lot of singers and rappers and all that just pass out on stage because
Yeah.
they're not taking care of themselves. They're traveling in a bus all across the United States for a long time, and then they got to see that for you to be, take a break. They got to see Kanye West fucking go crazy on TV for you to be like, dude, you need a break.
Yeah.
If he would have took a break, he would have just said he was taking a break for his mental health to be like, dude, why is he slacking? He's put another album out. Shut
right?
up.
Oh, you fucking millionaire.
Yeah.
You
Like,
know.
what are you worried about?
And I don't know if OG's still here because he hates Eminem.
Yeah.
But but Eminem was somebody that would write in that regard. Where his skits or something would speak on like, well, motherfuckers, I've been out here day after day after day after day. I feel like shit.
Yeah.
Like, yo, give me some fucking room to breathe. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But then you have other examples like Amy Winehouse, who lived a very similar, if not more chaotic, because she had heavy drug use in her life, and heavy alcoholism, but no one around her gave her that confidence or that strength, or she had that within herself to be like, yo, I'm fucking burnt out. Help. Somebody
It's like,
help
no,
me.
You got to make it.
Yeah.
If you stop now, you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
the messed up thing, and I apologize, is she actually married somebody that had a drug and alcohol problem. So that person, maybe she did love him, yeah. But maybe she got with somebody that's not going to judge what she's doing because they're doing the same damn
enable her,
thing.
of course. They got
Enable her.
their most favorite things in common. You might as well marry them, It's,
Yeah.
it's like,
Like, I'm never
she's
gonna
probably
be
comfortable
judged.
every
He's
day,
never gonna talk bad to me or
stop me from doing it.
yeah, because we're both in it.
Yeah.
We're in it to win it.
And I wonder, did her husband ever get sober? Like, I know he was in
I don't
jail.
know. I'm not sure.
I don't even
Is the man
see
still
them.
alive?
Yeah,
Like,
I
when am I
never
have to
seen
Google
them.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Amy Winehouse, but I never watched the documentary about her or anything. I just know
I
how she
did.
died and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and listen to her music. But to her life in detail, I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, she had ups and downs for longest time with alcoholism and heroin.
Yeah.
A lot of relapses, a lot of things like that.
Yeah.
And it's common. And that's somebody that saw the accolades, that made it, that
She was functioning through all that.
to have a fucking album with Tony Bennett, like that in itself is like, holy shit, that's Tony Bennett. Even though he mumbles through everything, but it's still Tony Bennett,
Yeah.
But to at that exact same time be a functioning heroin addict, alcoholic is like, just imagine somebody that's just a local guy, a restaurant singer on the weekends or festival singer that's going through the same shit, strung out on something or has some sort of dependence on something, and like it's got to be a very, very dark place to be.
Yeah.
Well, that actually reminds me of Kurt Cobain in Nirvana. He did not handle his fame very well and how like claustrophobic it made him. And you guys, this was before the internet.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how much scrutiny the celebrities get now for everything. Like there was a time where straight up Britney Spears was like running people paparazzi over because they were standing in front of her car. Like the girl couldn't do anything without a picture being taken. I'm sure that drove her crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look
Oh,
what
yeah.
happened, you know? So I get a feeling that with social media and how our society is that we want things now. That's exactly. You can't take a break. What are you doing? Why are you taking a break? Put some music out. What's going on? You
You
know?
understand how hot you are right now?
Yeah.
Right. And you know what? The music execs and people like that, they don't give a crap about you. They just want your money.
You're a
So-
workhorse.
Right. So if you're the hottest thing right now, you better bomb,
Yeah.
put everything out
And
right
it-
now.
And it's not only that, is, you know, once you get that point, or even shit, I know I am, like, you're your own harshest critic. You know, so if everybody outside is telling you go, and you're in there looking in the mirror like, yo, what the fuck? Go. Like, this is what you need to do. And the person in the mirror is telling you, like, bro,
That you're tired
I can't
jogging
go.
already, and
Like,
that guy's
yeah.
sprinting. He's telling you, "Come on, what are you
Yeah.
doing? You got to run this fast to go
It's
to
like-
get to where I'm at."
like, bro, you're
And
a buck 20.
Oh, man, I can't. I have no cardio at all.
Yeah.
I can't. You have to learn to pace yourself and grow your momentum will grow when you grow.
And then not necessarily that is just the celebrity aspect of it, and that we're worried about the celebrity aspect of it.
Just
but
growth in life.
Just in general, like, you know, yeah, I get it. The 9 to 5, you know, I get it. Bills are due. I get, you know, but the moral of the story is that if you keel over and you have a stroke or you fucking die,
None of
or-
that matters.
None of that shit matters. The late AT&T bill, the fucking 1 terabyte of speed is
The
not
1500-year-old MATC from that class that you took. You know,
It's like it doesn't mean shit. Like, and not necessarily that doesn't mean like, okay, well, just let everything go to the wayside and, you know, and just live or whatever. And like, no, be responsible, but be aware of your needs
and what's really important in
and
life.
what's really important in life. You know, it's hard when you are the one that's constantly. I always put it to the Da Vinci Code
Yes.
movie where the guy's in the room with the fucking whip with the blades,
Yeah.
you know, doing it for Jesus or doing it for whatever, you know, self-mutilation. Like, you know, some people are into that, you know, but
in different ways.
in different ways and in different, you know, they get that result in different ways, you know.
They like to destroy themselves on purpose sometimes, sabotage themselves on purpose even when things are going good.
Yeah. You know, and then that's pretty much what I tell Larry and I tell everybody that comes in is like, it's crazy because it's amazing that we have this platform where we can talk and go over different things because you're never going to pinpoint somebody to what exactly they are, you know, because we're forever changing. Like, you know, your opinion today might not be your opinion tomorrow, you know, and then it's crucial not to get in your own way, like Eleazar says. You know, if you can get the fuck out your own way, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're the like the meme of the guy that's riding a bicycle and he throws the stick in between the spoke and he's like, oh, fucking liberals, you know, like that's a reality.
Yeah.
Like you said, people sabotage themselves. You know, we often sabotage ourselves or put ourselves or not do something in a timely fashion because you know you're being lazy, but you know you have to produce. And now your anxiety's through the roof. And
You don't believe in yourself. You like, I don't know if it looks like I'm gonna go and do this, but I don't know if I can. And you just kind of panic and you're like, oh well, let me stop this ride real quick. You know, it's going too fast.
You know, but the wheels got to keep turning.
Yeah.
You just got to figure out. So again, if anybody needs help, you know, if you got need resources, you know, message us. Hop on the chat.
For real.
You know,
Hop on the podcast.
Hop on the podcast. Call in. Let us know. You know, we will find resources. You know, we've had them on here before. You know, we can go back into the archives and look up old foundations and groups out there in the city that help with not only that, anything. You know, anything. That's what we're here for. We don't come on here just to talk for 2 hours just to fill in a time gap. You know, we genuinely are here to not only speak our opinion and voice what we want to say, but if we can help people, why not?
Right. Care for our community. They're the ones, if it wasn't for the fans, it's exactly what people say, or the people that are listening, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Nobody would be here, So definitely have to say we have to take care of each other in the community and ourselves. And I love this radio station, 102.5 FM and the Method Lab. I love you guys, and Almil, and the Burnham and OG show in the morning, and even the guys in Spanish on Wednesdays. I forgot their names. Yes, they're so awesome. But I love you guys because I feel like, it's what we said last week. We're a family, and we're really trying to help each other. This is like, I can't imagine. I walked in and I have a studio across from you guys, and I have the best neighbors in the world, I say to myself, because everybody really is trying to help everybody and make everybody aware that there's things going on. Yeah, you know what? It is a business. It is. Yeah. But we also genuinely care, y'all. We do care.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have a unique group here, where we really get the objective. The objective obviously is to create something, but it's for all of us to get to what we're creating. There's no point of leaving somebody behind.
Our objective is it's not the same wording every sentence, but it all has the same feeling at the end. Like you felt like you helped somebody, and you helped yourself, and you help the city shine a little bit more. And whichever way you can do that is, and we talk about depression or happiness and everything in between. We want to put shine on every light, every type of person that's, at least right now locally, until people from other states start recognizing this show or these shows just like their own.
Yeah. And for everybody that's out there, I'm here following the chat, and I see that it's going in and out, but we are going to have that fixed hopefully here by the end of the week, if not tomorrow. So just bear with us. I know it doesn't, once it reposts, usually when it reposts, it's the complete episode, but lately it's just been taking the drop frame, so you might miss some of the conversation, but it's all good. Whatever you hear was meant for you.
It's gonna be just like Joe Rogan. Only certain parts is gonna end up on YouTube. You gotta watch the whole thing.
The intro, and that's it.
You gotta watch it live, or you're gonna miss the shenanigans.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I was asking last Friday to Gio about financial things in the community. Like, we need to help each other, like with different things. Like, I am mining this Pi app that's free right now. And it's amazing to me because it's like Bitcoin. If people don't know, that's like, I would hate to say, but it's like raking in little bits and it turns into the money or whatever. And the Pi is the same way, but it's self-sustainable. So it's not hurting the earth, I guess you would say, like Bitcoin. And what's the other one with the Z or something like that? Or what it's called, but there's a lot of different
Dogecoin. There's
a lot of crypto coin out there, and so I wanted to talk about NFTs, and I hear you got something going on there, I think that's amazing.
I guess the main thing I like to do is I don't know if you ever heard of NBA Top Shot.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't know nothing about NFTs or anything. All I care about sports. What I was into before, and I'm still into now, is I like flipping sports cards. So like buying sport cards and selling them, and keeping ones that I like, Milwaukee-based ones. Because I used to like cards when I was younger, and then all of a sudden I think Gary Vee and Logan Paul just made it blow up like crazy in the last 2 years. So all these YouTube videos came about how much money you can make flipping sports cards, and pretty much it turned to anything for me. I made an eBay store, and I just started flipping. Now I flip a lot of brewery stuff from Milwaukee, because we're a brewery town. But so I was watching YouTube sports card stuff, and one of the guys was like, yeah, and then I'm on NBA Top Shot. I've actually made this is probably like 3 months ago. It's like I actually made some money on it. All the prices are starting to go up, and I was like, what is he talking about? And then and he just mentioned that, and then he's like, but I'm not going to talk about it because a lot of people get mad when I talk about it. And I was like, okay. And I went on the website, and I was like, oh, it's like some sort of like digital. I thought it was like digital cards, like NBA digital cards. And I was like, okay. And it has the NBA logo on it. It's backed by the NBA. And I was like, what is this? And then you click the card or the image, and it's actually a moment. It's like a highlight. So it's like this little 3D box comes up, and it shows you the LeBron James dunking, you know, some big highlight that he has. And they're all, where the NFT part comes in, those are NFTs, and those are all serial numbered. Each, you know, all these highlights are serial numbered, and there's a certain amount of numbers. So you buy a pack for, I mean, when I first went on there, you could buy a pack for $9. Get maybe a LeBron James dunk. Usually comes with 3. Giannis shot and some other one. And people were buying them for like, I think when it first started, people were buying them for like $5-10. They're like, you can buy and sell right on the platform. You buy the pack, open it up. You get those 3 moments you can put for sale and back then it was like, you know, $5. And then eventually, I guess through time, by the time I went on there, those LeBrons and all that stuff, when I went on there, those were like $1,500 priced at. So I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on here, but I bought a pack. When the packs, there was none for sale at the time. The next week they dropped the pack. I bought it. I got a very insignificant person moment, but I got number 1.
Oh, whoa.
So I was like, oh shit. And I went from watching YouTube videos, they're saying like, what the most important thing about these things is that the level of how much money you can get off of each moment is what number they're at. So the most important numbers are number 1 and then the number that matches their jersey. Okay. So Giannis, he has 3,500 of these moments. The number 1 goes for, so they're priced it at, I'm guessing right now, maybe like $1 million. Number 34 goes for, they put it for $340,000 just to match the 34. You know, so I got a number 1. So back then when I got that number 1, the number 1s were going, people were putting like the good players for sale at like $3,000. So I was like, okay, well my player is not, I kind of put it in my head, I wanted to sell it. So I was like, my player's not that good. I was like, well, let me just put it for, I just put it for like, I think like $1,800. I was like, I don't know, maybe it's they think it's number 1 or something. Yeah. I think it was like an hour and a half later, I get a notif. I didn't even know my computer would give me this notification. This random pop-up came up and it's like, your moment sold. It's like $1,800. Shut the fuck up. Damn. And I go and look at my account, and I have $1,800 in my account. I'm like, what is this and what the fuck is going on? Yeah. So, I mean, basically NFTs are, you think of a digital asset like, just think of like physical sports cards, why they're popular. You get a certain player, they get a certain amount of cards, and depending on the rarity of the player, how good the player is, it puts the price up, how many people like that player. It depends. People are willing to spend. It's crazy how much people are willing to spend to get someone they like, you know, or what they think it's worth, you know. So these things, you can physically buy them and own this number, and it can't, the website can't be infiltrated or hacked, can't be stolen from you. And I guess and all this stuff wouldn't have mattered to me. I wouldn't care, but it was licensed by the NBA itself. So I was like, all right, well, the NBA is behind it. I guess I wasn't scared of, a lot of people were scared of putting money into it and then the money disappearing and stuff. I was like, well, I'm going to be mad at the NBA. I'm going to send an NBA a very angry letter if my $1,800 disappears. So that happened. I sold that, and after that, I think February, March, they had a crazy boom in the market on that website, and I sold that $1,500. I had $1,500 in my account. I took that and I was just buying different players, and then their moments were just, the prices were just going up like crazy. I didn't understand what was going on, and it's kind of how market, like the whole GameStop thing. It's just market booms out. What the best thing about that, it kind of helps you understand stocks. Okay, but it's almost like stocks and fantasy. You will understand the markets of when something happens in real life. LeBron James really has a good game. You can invest in him and his stock in that website, a moment of his, and bet that it'll go up based on what's going on with him in his life and the career and all that stuff. Just like a real company, you want to invest in GameStop because you hear it's on an upward trend, you know. So that's why I like messing with that stuff. And it had a crazy boom the last 2 months, so it boosted all my moments up, and then it's actually dropped since then. But the whole learning point of stocks is learning how to deal with.
Yeah.
A healthy market has rises and drops, but it's about the floor price at each level. So we had a big drop the last month, but the prices that they're flooring at aren't $4 or $5 no more. Now it's, say that LeBron James was going for $5 in December, all of a sudden it went up to $100 in the boom. It had a drop, now it's only $45. So someone that went in there last month, all this stuff is dropping. But if you're in there in December, you're like, no, that jumped up and it's come back down, but it's got a new floor, you know? And so there's going to be something else is going to happen. I mean, in my head, the NBA playoffs haven't started. This website isn't open to most countries. It's just US and I think maybe like Australia and some other. It's not open to Asia yet. And we had a crazy boom with only, I think at the time was 30,000 users. And within the last month or two, they jumped to 400, 500,000 users.
Wow.
And to the point where they had to cut, nobody can sign up anymore. They're trying to take a break because every time they drop something, it's like the website crashes. You know, people are just waiting in line on the virtual line online, just crashing the website of understanding and buying them and flipping them. But NFTs it's way more than that website. That's just an example. NFTs, you can make anything an NFT, digitalized and serialize it and sell it, and people are making plenty of money selling. Like that's what I want to get into. I just got to get the right websites and stuff. Just turning my art into NFTs and then selling them serialized like that.
That's the same thing actually that I'm doing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the NFT is a non-fungible. That word is so weird. Fungible token.
Yeah.
And it's like he said, and I'm reading it right here. It's a data stored on a digital ledger called a blockchain.
Yeah.
And it certifies your digital assets to be a unique and therefore not interchangeable. That means you put it out there, it's forever.
Yeah.
It's forever. And it can be used to represent items such as photos, videos, audio, and some other types of digital files, like you just said with the dunks and stuff like that.
I think it's going to be real big in the music industry, selling your albums as NFT.
Oh yeah.
Yourself, instead of you not needing a distributor and all that stuff.
It's just weird to me though. It's like,
well, look at
like, what do you do with it though?
Check it out.
Do you look at them?
Same thing with sports cards. You're probably not interested in sports. Are you?
I used to
comic books?
when I was young. No, not really.
Okay, but do you understand why people all that stuff? It's like people are really like it. They like the nostalgia of it. And this might not have a nostalgia factor, but it's a lot of people. The argument is like, why are you buying highlights like I'm watching YouTube? And I guess those are usually there's a big physical card versus NFT digital, like verbal war on Facebook and everything. Of just fuck NFTs and fuck cards, all that stuff. It's like, why would you buy a highlight? And then the guy's like, why would you buy a piece of paper printed with this old guy from, whatever, playing baseball? And they have their reasons. The value, at the end of the day, the value comes from the person that wants it. So it doesn't matter, like this table that someone made, I'll offer you $50 for it, but maybe somebody coming here and think this is the most amazing table in the fucking world and wants to give you $1 million for it.
So how do you house these things? Like, do you house them on a hard drive, or is there...
No, depending on what website you're on, it's going to be on that website. They're all like blockchains. It's like a website it's almost like a factory, a digital factory that owns its own warehouse, it holds it on there, but the ownership is certified as you're the owner, the authenticated owner of it until you sell it, and then also you can see the history. Pretty much, I think any NFT, their website's going to show you the history of who's owned
Yeah.
who's owned it, who's paid how much for it, you know.
Yeah, and you know, I was watching about NFTs for artists. So artists and you said musicians, I think would be amazing with this. Every time that you sell an NFT and it's resold and it's your art, you get a percentage.
The royalties.
Oh, really?
You will get the royalties, and that's something right now that artists don't get. If I sell a painting, unless I make prints from it beforehand and the original goes to the person, I'm never gonna get any kind of money from that.
Yeah.
I think they might do that in England actually, but here in the United States and North America, you don't get any money for your art going out to be on T-shirts, to be anywhere. Like if somebody bought it, but excuse me. The NFT does give you that percentage.
Yeah.
And that's big deal, you know, because I want my money. If I'm going to make something, I want that percentage to come up. So
can you take this file and say like, all right, well, I bought this art, I have now own this NFT, and I want to get shirts pressed with this image. Like, does that give you the copyrights, or how do you go about
if
that?
you have if you have like an image, I think you can. If you own an NFT of an image, I'm sure you can put that image on a T-shirt. I don't know the exact copyright laws for putting an image up, because it depends what the NFT is. Because I also get confused of, there's people making NFTs of like doing like a sports Photoshop of like Kobe Bryant dunking, which I don't know, how does that work? How can I make an NFT of Kobe Bryant?
it's because depending on what state you are, and I'm not sure if that holds on the internet, but I know for sure parody. It's a parody law.
Yeah, like
You can parody stuff and put it on stuff and take pictures and whatever. It's so different as an artist. Like there's a guy in New York that he makes millions of dollars by taking all the Disney stuff, Disney movies and stuff, animation, and he makes it his own with like satanic stuff on it, or anything, sexual, whatever. But he makes it his own. Like it's still Alice's face, but she got a lot of tattoos, or she looks like she's got a gun, and that's parody laws. So I'm thinking that the NFT is also going to that as well. But there are some people educate yourself. There are some products and people that you cannot do that. I mean, look at Nike right now. We just said it, you cannot do that with their image, with their images, with their music or whatever. You really have to be careful with that stuff. So, but for the most part, I think that this is where artists and musicians, I think, would make a really big killing. I see that the regular person can make a killing with like the Top Shop, you said?
Yeah, NBA Top Shop.
But I cannot see the person that actually is that person. Like if LeBron, unless he bought all his NFTs, he's not gonna make no money off of that.
Right.
He probably does own every single.
Yeah, I think it just goes. It goes to the NBA, and that's part of their whatever deal that they do with their players and stuff. So, but I'm not sure how the royalties work for the NBA players, but there are a bunch of NBA players on there, and then every time there's a new NBA player, they always put it on the front screen, and. So they're into it. There's just a lot of factors. It's just when you want to invest in something, I want to get into investing. I just want to invest in something that I had a lot of knowledge about the subject, which is sports, and that it's going to be something that I believe in so much, or that I like so much, that if it goes to zero, I don't care. Yeah. So with the physical sports cards too, I buy and sell, but the ones I pay a lot of money for, like I got Giannis rookie cards. I bought 2 of them for $200 each. I don't care if it goes to zero, because I love Giannis, and so to me I'm investing in just me having that. And maybe I'll sell it a lot later. If he wins a championship, I'll sell it. But it's best for you to invest. And I'm not talking about this for someone to go on that website and just throw all your money on it. Just go do research and just look for something that you want to invest in, whether it's NFTs or it's you want to invest in freaking chickens or something that you love, that if you lose all your money on it, you're still going to be like, it was fun. It was a fun ride. Which a lot of my parents and my brother would tell me, like, because when I would get up, I took that money and I I bought other players with it. They're like, all of a sudden my account is at this value now. They're like, sell. So it's like kind of like you're in stocks, and then the GameStop the next day, you telling your mom, my GameStop account went up $16,000, and he's like, sell it, pendejo. What are you doing to my car?
Right?
And then in my head, I'm like, but I believe in this product.
Yeah.
So I'm always arguing I'm always telling, like, they're always saying, every day I tell them, like, it went up this much today. He's like, well, why don't you sell it then buy a car? I was like, that's how people throw. That's how you throw your money away. You take out. You see some growth, and you want right away. You want to cash out on it, and then you want me to buy a car that's gonna decrease in value when I drive it off. You know.
Yeah.
So it's a struggle because, you know, and then it's a struggle too because I put a lot of my money into it where it was to a point where it was like I only got like $100 for myself, and I got $8,000 on the damn account, and I'm looking at it every day like. I want to take it out, but it's that discipline, and it's that discipline that is what makes people money in anything. Is you being able to be strong-willed enough to go through that hard time, you struggle, and still keep going in whatever path you're going.
It's like when the GameStop boom was happening. Like everybody in here, like El and Toño and like, you too. Like everybody's like, yeah, this fucking Best Buy. I was like, oh shit. But do I take this $100 out of the rent to buy some GameStop stock? Am I in the prime of it? Am I at the end of it?
To be honest, when you want to buy the rumors and sell the news, so that's all the stupid videos I've been watching. I know a bunch of these stupid sayings, but you buy the rumors and sell the news. So the people that made money off of GameStop are going to be, by the time you heard that happening, you don't even think about it anymore because it's already at a point where it's ridiculous. And maybe people bought into that. People with a lot of money can do that. Where that's to them, it's not to them $20,000 and buying stock of GameStop $20,000 is like you dropping $20 on something to them. So but you dropping $20,000, putting your whole life betting on that GameStop, that's not a smart decision. Even though maybe you might be right, it's not a safe plan. You know, it's high risk, high reward. So it's whether it's up to you how much you believe in it. You know?
Right. Well, that's another invest smartly.
Yeah.
Don't take everything. Like you said, some of the rent money, I could understand that, but are you disciplined enough to keep it in there to keep on rolling over? And then when it goes down, are you going to be as trigger happy to be like, I got to sell it. I got to, it's going to be done. You know?
It makes it even worse. Like on Top Shot, you see like something goes down a little bit. People panic and they just everybody just starts listing their stuff even lower and lower, and they're just trying to beat each other because they get scared. All of a sudden it's going down. I got to sell it now. When you should never sell when something's down. Why would you sell? You buy when things are down because you want to, if you believe in it, why'd you buy it in the first place? If you believed in it, you'll believe that at the end of the day, it's going to be at a way greater amount. Unless you're doing day trading and you understand that's kind of more like the fantasy of people do that day trading and NBA Top Shot too. They're just buying irrelevant players that the starters hurt. So the backup player's going to play. Let me buy that backup player's moments for $5. Maybe it'll be at $8 tonight after he scores 15 points. He has a random good game, makes it on ESPN. Someone's be like, oh, that player's playing now? Okay, let me go buy his $10. Like, I bought it for $3 yesterday. Get rid of it. That's like day trading. But something you really believe in, you gotta go. Like my LeBron James, I bought it at $880. Right now it's at $500. I'm down $300 on it. I'm not gonna sell it, even though all of it's house money. All of it's from me buying a $9 pack and selling one of the moments for $8. So to me, my head, I'm still playing with house money. So, but with all that stuff, there's stuff that I'm really down on, and there's stuff that I'm still high on, but I know that we're not at the peak of the environment of NBA because the playoffs haven't started. That's when all the attention is on it, and you want to sell when all the hype, when everything's just buzzing. And maybe even right before that, because other people also want to make money. So part of investing too is, or like